imaginary creatures. But they believe that they are gods. So they offer sacrifices and spend their wealth. And many other exercises they perform to please them. Quran has mentioned this fact. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَتَّخِذُ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ أَنْدَادًا يُحِبُّونَهُمْ كَحُبِّ اللَّهِ. Yet of mankind are some who take unto themselves objects of worship which they set as rivals to Allah. So as I told you, the history of the paganism is as old as the history of the prophets. We find Nuh alayhi salam fighting for the same cause to prove to the people that God is one. Nuh alayhi salam is struggling. More than 9 centuries he preached. And the result was that very few people believed. We find when Yusuf alayhi salam was sent into the jail, he met with these 2 people and asking them, أَأَرْبَابٌ مُتَفَرِّقُونَ خَيْرٌ أَمِ اللَّهُ الْوَاحِدُ الْقَهَّارُ. Are many gods better or one Almighty God? Which one of the ideas is better? If you have 2, 3, 10 or more, and you want to please everyone, very logical way to convince some people. So he's telling the people in the jail, 2 of the prisoners who came to him, asking the interpretation of their dream. He is teaching them and telling them, is it easy to make 10 gods happy than one God? Which one is it? One God, you need to please one, make him happy. So this is time of Yusuf alayhi salam. And the time of Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he came to teach the people and bring the people to the true way, Sirat al-Mustaqim, the city in which he was born, where is Baytullah, house of Almighty Allah, Holy Kaaba. But more than 300 idols were installed in and around the Holy Kaaba for different tribes, different God for different purpose. This one is giving us rain, this one giving us food, this one giving us children, and so on. And they used to offer sacrifices. They used to spend money. They used to do different practices to please these gods. So when you analyze and you read the history of the mankind and history of the paganism, you will find them offering sacrifices, giving food, doing different exercises, and day and night they want to please their gods, and many gods, not one God. Many gods, they want to make them happy, they want to please them, and they struggle and make effort to please them. Quran has mentioned they love those fake and false gods just as they're supposed to love the true God. But they have changed their priority from true God to the false gods, and they are showing love to them, they are sacrificing for them, they are making effort to please them, and they are expressing and showing love to them like they're supposed to love Almighty God. But hold on, is this something which should make them proud? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given a challenge responding to such people who has taken others as gods beside Almighty Allah. Allah unveils and shows His beloved people, and Allah introduces His believers. Do they think that they have left Almighty God and they have taken others' objects and pictures as gods for them. Do not be proud of yourself, because Allah has His believers. Allah has people of Iman, and Allah proudly introducing them just after He mentioned that the pagans worship and they show love to the fake gods, but I have my true believers, and the love of my believers is وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَشَدُّ حُبًّا لِلَّهِ. But those who have believed with the true belief, أَشَدُّ حُبًّا لِلَّهِ. Your love for your fake gods is nothing as compared to the love of the true believers to Almighty Allah. Your love is nothing. This is real belief. This is the true love. That the believers believe in Almighty God and they love Him. But how much love? أَشَدُّ حُبًّا لِلَّهِ. Their love for Almighty God is more than anything else. Immense love. They love Allah the most. أَشَدُّ حُبًّا لِلَّهِ. Most intense love for Almighty Allah. So this is Allah's challenge. O believers of fake gods, my believers, their love is the best love ever. Subhanallah. I recalling to recite the dua of Dawood alayhi salam. Our Nabi alayhi salam has mentioned in one of the hadiths that Dawood alayhi salam used to pray with these words. Allahumma inni as'aluka hubbak. Oh Allah, I beg of you of your love. That is the best I can ever ask. That is my dua. I want nothing. I want your love. Allahumma inni as'aluka hubbak wa hubba man yuhibbuk. And love of those who love you, Almighty Allah. Wal amal alladhi yuballighuni hubbak. And I beg of you to help me to perform conducts and actions which will draw me close to your love, which will help me achieve the goal of your love. Allahumma ja'al hubbaka ahabba ilayya min mali wa ahli wa nafsi. O Almighty Allah, make your love dearer to me than my wealth, than my family, dearer than myself. وَمِنَ الْمَاءِ الْبَارِدِ. The last word, O Allah, make your love dearer to me than the cold water. And in these days, in the month of Ramadan, we know the importance of cold water. All now we feeling to have a glass of cold water. But Allah's love, I want it so much that in front of me are two options, a glass of cold water and a glass filled with love of Almighty Allah. And I am thirsty. I am craving to have a glass of water. And I have this cold one in front of me. Instead of going to the cold water, I should take the cup filled with love of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and have it. Subhanallah. Love of the believers to Almighty Allah. Allah is proud of that love. That is why He has mentioned in the Holy Quran, O pagans, O pagan folk, listen, my believers love me the true love. My believers love me the immense love. My believers love me the most. Allah is proud of the believers and their love. Where are these believers? Do we have that love for Almighty Allah? Can we claim that we are at this level of love for Almighty Allah? Who is there to claim? We cannot claim. but we are on our way to achieve that goal. And the holy month of Ramadan provides us the opportunity to show and demonstrate that love, or to develop and increase that love for Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The exercises and the practices in the month of Ramadan, each practice is showing, oh Allah, we love you. We want to show our love to you, Almighty Allah. When the evening comes, people leave their activities of their business, family, entertainment, even bad things they used to do. Now, month of Ramadan, let me have some respect for it. Come in the masjid, perform their salah, and they stay for Taraweeh Salah. Taraweeh Salah is a long prayer. Just by imagining about it, it's going to take at least 1 hour, hour and a half. In some places, they spend more time in it. 20 rakat. Very difficult for me to decide I should stay for Taraweeh Salah. It's very difficult for me. Because it's not like you're going to make better use of this time if you could leave and go and don't pray Taraweeh Salah. There's no guarantee. Most of the time we go and waste our time swiping the food through the phone. That's what most of the people do. What we can do by skipping and leaving Taraweeh Salah. So here is a test between Allah's love and love for the world. Here is the test for us the believers. Should I stay behind Imam for those long prayers, long rakat? And we feel, shaitan always keep making effort. So we feel more tired in prayer than other activities. But most of the believers make the right choice, right decision, no matter what. I don't care what's going on in the outer world. I want to stay. I want to perform Taraweeh Salah. I want to listen to the Holy Quran, because Quran is word of Almighty Allah. When I stand up behind Hafiz of Quran, or someone who could recite Quran by memory, and I stand up and I listen to the Quran, I have better feelings than going out and being part of any entertainment outside. So you prove that you love Almighty Allah. Another time to prove that love is when you have to get up 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, prepare your breakfast, perform your tahajjud salah, and eat and drink and have suhoor. It's not easy. Especially getting up in the morning is not easy, my dear brothers and sisters. So you set up your alarm and make sure that I should get up in time to have my suhoor, because I have to keep my fast. I cannot skip this morning, and I cannot think about skipping a roza or fast. So you get up early in the morning, you pray your tahajjud, you sacrifice your sweet dreams. For what? To show your love to Almighty Allah. And all that is not possible without this strong iman and love for Almighty Allah. These things are not possible without love, my dear brothers and sisters. And another form of showing love to Almighty Allah is spending your money, your wealth. You are calculating and giving zakat. You are very much concerned about paying sadaqatul fitr in time. You want to spend money to organize iftar for the fasting people. And all that needs money to be spent. But in this month, you show that, oh Allah, as believer, I love you and I want to earn your pleasure. I don't mind spending this money in your way. When you spend and give money as charity, yes, there is a guarantee from Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Holy Quran that He will return it to you multiplied. But it's not coming physically. You are not receiving the profit physically. But there is no physical increase showing to you. But Allah's promise is true. You believe in His promise and you spend your money in the way of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will fulfill His promise. He will increase it for you by giving you barakat in your life and your wealth. And this will be deposited to your account of the hereafter. So here again you prove that, oh Allah, I love you. And I do not love dollar in front of you. Dollars have no priority for me. Your pleasure is my priority. This is another form of showing your love to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, when the Quran says the believers love Allah the most, now we find that there is an example of that. The holy month of Ramadan. No other religion can show an example where a large community internationally for the whole month keep themselves busy to show their love to Almighty God. There is no such an example. Quran, just think about what Quran claims and analyze it. Observe it. Do a comparison. Yes, some other religion have concept of fasting. But the way we fast in the month of Ramadan, and all these ibadat which I mentioned combined together, no other religion can show an example of showing love to God like this. Subhanallah. So, and even in this time of temptation, we, the believers of Islam, we are showing love to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the most. Subhanallah. We still find a way to show the love. We can individually assess ourselves the way we are. What is our position when the month of Ramadan is over? And I feel good when I see these people. Other than Ramadan, if you call them or approach them and ask them, brother, I want 10 minutes of your time. Some people are so busy in their life, they cannot give you 10 minutes. There are many things to do. But when the month of Ramadan comes, they are spending hours. They make arrangements. The world business will continue running. But I want to be with Almighty God. I want to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So subhanallah. Some people who work hard to earn their living, it's hard for them to take time off. Especially to fast, to pray namaz and everything, very difficult. But those who love Allah with the true love and the best love, they find a way. They find a way. How to be obedient to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How to keep themselves in the list of those who love Almighty Allah. And I always give an example of a brother. He had passed away. May Allah bless his soul. He is a farmer. And he had to go to the field every day. But he was schedule his time to suit his fasting practice. Another brother share a picture. He is cutting grass for his animals, goat and sheep, whatever animals he mining. 2 o'clock in the morning. But he posts a picture to motivate the people. He says, I mind these animals. They have to eat every day. That is my everyday job. I cannot afford to do this job while I am fasting. So I am sacrificing my sleep. I am getting up 2 o'clock in the morning and cutting the grass for them to store it for them for the day so that I can fast comfortably. Subhanallah. Where somebody can show this kind of love to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, So when Quran is proud of us, the believers, that we the believers of true God, we love Him the most. We still, even in this time, we still have example to prove it. But if we remain with that love always, my dear brothers and sisters, subhanAllah, that is what is our goal. Ramadan comes to give us taqwa, God-fearing, God consciousness. So we need to be like that. We need to live with this love for Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this love to strengthen its roots in our heart and our soul. Amin.